Hey folks, welcome back. Today we're going to go through the white PLA from Xperland. Alright, so opening it up, same vacuum sealed deal, same beautiful box. Alright, so I'll be breaking this open, and as soon as the printer's done printing, I'm testing out the black PLA with a clear PLA. The clear PLA is some random brand, but we'll see how well that plays together. That's something I'm kind of curious about. So I'm going to try this. With that, I may do a Banshee, I may not. I'm going to try to find something that would be more appropriate for this, I think. Maybe a Stormtrooper or something that should be white. And so what I want to do is test this, see how well this prints by itself, and then test this with the black material and see how well they both work together. All right, and with that, I'm going to cue the intro and let's get this going. Well, apparently I had some noxious noise in the background. I'm sorry for that. I have no control of exterior noise. So let's break into this. Ooh, hope I didn't break that pack. Let's see if I pierced that, which I did not. Always keep these guys, because what you can do is use a like a Ziploc bag or some kind of sealing bag, and you can insert these in that, and then you throw one of these in. All right, so let's finish opening this guy. Yeah, that's definitely a white. It's not a super bright white, but it's a white. No, that's nice. It's a nice white. It's white, definitely. It's not a warm light. This is a very cool white, I'd say. So you can definitely see a tinge of a blue, which is fine. That's good. But it is nice and, yeah. All right, so with that, let's take a look at the strength test. All right, now let's try the how brittle it is. Let's find out. I cut off a little piece. You hear the printer in the background running another Banshee, see how that comes out. So I can compare them at some point. And I can look at it, see how the quality is. I've already tried printing with this in sports. I'll talk about that in just a second. So let's try this. Ooh. Well, that answers that question. It's very brittle. So, like standard PLA, it's brittle, but I think this is even on the more brittle side. Is that even a word? Yeah, more of on the brittle side than even the black. But that's all right. It's got a nice solid white. So, all right. Now, let's move to the next point. It was faster than I anticipated. There's no need to go any further because it snapped off really quickly. All right, hold on. And quick jump. Okay, well, this is heating up. I got a nice little light pen here. Light pen. You know what I mean. Let me zoom out a little bit. This will probably be better. All right, so I've got this little 3D pen. And we'll play with this for a little bit, see how this stuff works on this. So I'll feed that in. Or not. Apparently it doesn't want to feed in here. Probably because it's still not up to temp. We're only at 169, 170. I'm going to bring it to the same temp that I run in the printer at. So I tried breaking this off. I printed this yesterday, little Gur, but he broke off his base when I tried removing him from the printer. So we're going to try to repair this and see how that goes with this pen and with this material. I've not used the pen very much, but that's all right. We will try it anyways. I'm not expecting success at all. It's just for kind of fun of it and see how well this stuff works in a 3D pen and if it can even be used in a 3D pen for that matter. All right, well, we are probably close enough for it to work. So let's feed this stuff in. Oh, I got stuff in there already. Hold on. There's a reason why that's not loading properly. It'll load up in a minute. I just need to make a couple minor adjustments. I got this thing warmed up and ready to go. So let's try this. So I got Mr. Gurr here. Unfortunately, he had a little unfortunate situation. So let's kind of try this out a little bit. So as you can see, the material is working. It's sticking to him. And since he did break, and you are picking up some of the previous material color. And I don't have much practice in the way of this thing, like I said. Alright, let's try this here. Don't know how I'm going to do this with one hand. Alright, if I go off screen, sorry. It's a runaway girl. So what I think I will do to try to fix this is we'll just go like this to start off with. Give them a little bit of a starting point so it can sit in there. Ooh, it's still warm. Perfect. Ooh, that's hot. Alright, so yeah, that's kind of interesting. That it was still warm when I was touching it. I mean, like really hot. So this may stay hotter longer. I can still feel the heat coming through that. Alright, so now he's at least, he actually set onto that base really quick like. Hold on. Get some of that off. So this is good to know. If you're making repairs to one of your models and you want to use a pen like this, using the same filament, this white will work. I don't have the skills to generate the arms, but I'm going to try anyways with this thing. Like I said, I've not played with this, and because my cord isn't long enough, I'm fighting the cord. So, all right, let's see how this goes. Am I recording still? Yeah. All right. Whoa. Like I said, don't have the practice. Hold on. The printer does such a cleaner job than I can. Yeah, that worked, right? Well, sort of worked. A little messy, but like I said, I don't have the practice. We can shape this a little bit while it's still hot, which is kind of convenient. It's gonna be hot. Ooh, baby. Anyways, well, I'm trying to shape his arm a little bit better. That actually didn't come out horrible, or as bad as I thought it would. You can kind of clean that up a bit. And, alright, so what happened to this guy is when I went to take him off the bed and stuff, he kind of broke by the way I tried to grab him off. It's the next day. I left this the way it is so we can look at it. Isn't that so pretty? My attempt using what I had for available material with this white PLA. So it does work in the gun, in this little pencil thing here, which is great. And it will come off. But like I said, I left it here. It's been sitting overnight because I haven't had the time to come back to this. So, yeah. Other than my piss poor use of the pen, worked pretty well. Cool. So this stuff can work in pens that can take 1.75 filament. All right. Now, One thing I noticed is that when I initially tried using support, I printed this with support on purpose. It's just a cube. I lifted it up in the air to print it. And I'm going to take a look at how well or how easy it can come off. When I first initially, it might have been just still too hot. So this may be a material you absolutely must and very important to, by the looks of it, yeah. I'm going to say, yeah, you must let it cool first. Do not pull this stuff off until then. And pay attention to the thicknesses of the pieces. Anything too small will break. I think that's due to the nature of the white in the material, or the coloring. And that has a lot to do with the way white is. Light reflects. So white reflects, black is absorb. So there you go. And I think that has a lot to do with in the structure of the material producing the white is probably another problem to cause that. All right. So with that said, it's still printed out really nice. And let's see how well this comes off. Not too bad. Just about what is to be expected. And the roughness, as far as that goes, let's see if, yeah, looks about right. So yeah, something like that, you just have to clean up a little bit more with sandpaper, and that would be good to go. Part is nice and strong. Again, I printed this at full speed. I forgot to turn it down. You can see a little roughness here, but that's due to the printer speed. Overall, the Banshee came out with very little stringing. The overhang, decent, sags a little bit, but that, again, that is to be expected. Most PLAs will do that in that exact fashion. Stuff's very easy to work with, very easy to print with. The only things I've noticed is that you got to let it cool before pulling it off the bed, to some extent. It doesn't have to be like cold, but it needs to be cool enough for you want to grab it. You don't damage the piece that you're printing. The other thing I've noticed with supports, it must be completely cold before you try tearing these apart. Otherwise, you'll be having a really big challenge with that. And with that said, it's still a very nice material. It prints really well. I mean, this Banshee is just as good as the black one, which I printed basically the same way. You know what might help is if I shed some more light. Here we go. Sorry about that little darkness there. Unfortunately, I'm not in a really good studio space. I have one light instead of a proper amount. Alright, with that said, these look, that out of the way. This looks good. It's hard to see on the film the layer lines, but part's strong. Everything looks good. Very little stringing. Normal amount of sag. It goes to the bed very easily. So, yeah, it's a good PLA. Works nice. Alright, I have the white right here. Let me get the calibers. I'm going to try to do this one-handed. This ought to be entertaining. Actually, wait, maybe I can do this. Alright, the camera looks like it's in a weird place, and I'm sorry for that. That's just, I need my two hands for this. I totally forgot to measure the thickness of this stuff. After all, this is what they are claiming. Hold on, let me just make sure everything's zeroed out. And I hit the right mode. Got it in inches. Nope. Millimeters. All right. Here we are. I don't think I had that right because it's much. You can tell that's way too thick. 1.68. I might have had that in the wrong spot, so we'll ignore that first one. 1.74. One point. Four, but I don't think that's again. Yeah, hold on. 0.73. All right. 0.73. 0.72. Yeah, this is all within range. Within range with what they claim, so that is accurate. All right, folks. Sorry. With that said, I think this white PLA works well, prints well. It's within the tolerance that they're claiming it to be. The only things that be concerned is when you're dealing with support, make sure your part's cool, and when you're removing the part from your bed, give it a minute to cool down a little bit, and then you're good to go. All right. With that, thank you for watching. Subscribe for more. My next video will be playing around with the dual head printer. I'll probably use both materials from Xperland, and I think it'll be fun. All right, with that, good night. Subscribe, ring that bell icon, leave a comment if you want, thumbs up. You know the routine, go for it. I'll talk to you later. Bye.